Donald Trump's tariffs are causing mass hysteria across the globe. But it seems as if the extreme measure may just be working exactly as Trump planned all along. Since announcing the tariffs just days ago, over 50 world leaders have called the president to negotiate in the hopes of reaching a free trade deal that will be mutually beneficial to all.
I got a report from the USTR last night that more than 50 countries have reached out to the president to begin a negotiation. But they're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S. because I do think that the reason why we have a persistent long-run trade deficit is these people have very inelastic supply. They've been dumping goods into the country in order to create jobs, say, in China.
And in addition to several leaders jumping on the phone, some have even gone further, immediately cutting their tariffs on the United States to show they are serious about maintaining their close relationship with the superpower. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te released a statement saying he would be scrapping tariffs on US imports as a basis for trade negotiations. This comes after Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was the first leader to cut tariffs on US goods after Trump's historic Liberation Day speech. And Netanyahu hasn't wasted any time, jetting into Washington for talks with the president tomorrow. The Prime Minister said, "I am heading to the US at the invitation of President Trump to discuss the hostages, the completion of the victory in Gaza, and the tariffs also applied to Israel. I hope I can help in this matter." And Vietnam has also hopped on the bandwagon to cut tariffs to maintain their relationship with the US. President Trump said, "Just had a very productive call with To Lam, General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, who told me that Vietnam wants to cut their tariffs down to zero if they are able to make an agreement with the US. This news sent Nike's stock price back up, as the iconic shoes are made in Vietnam.
So I've seen a lot of people sharing stories about how Nike's lost $10 billion in market cap because of the ongoing trade wars and Trump's reciprocal tariffs. Nike makes a lot of their product in Vietnam, and Vietnam actually has been charging the U.S. 90% on their tariffs towards us. And all Trump had to do was say, we are going to charge you, Vietnam, a reciprocal tariff of 46%. And guess what happened? Their leader, To Lam, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, actually got on the phone with Trump and said that they want to negotiate with us and get to a point where they don't charge us anything, where they charge us zero in tariffs in exchange for no more reciprocal tariffs. So essentially, this is the art of the deal personified. This is exactly what Trump was wanting to do and what he's actually seeing get done as one country after another continues to cave, continues to fold, and realize that they need us far more than we need them. And honestly, this news has actually helped to bolster Nike's stock. It's been reported that their stock was up almost 4% on this news. So don't fall for the fear mongering that the left is going to push on you and say this is anti-American, anti-America first. Countries are realizing that they need us more than we need them. And that's a very powerful and very good thing.
Cambodia has also caved after the shock of Trump's 45% tariff on Cambodian exports. This commentator said, "In a state of panic, the Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet sent a letter proposing a significant tariff cut on the United States. Cambodia proposed a reduction of tariffs on 19 key export categories from their current rates, ranging from 7% to 35%, to a uniform 5%. But perhaps the most shocking turn has come from UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who on Monday, UK time, will declare globalization has failed and back Trump's tariffs despite talking tough on the measures just days ago, the Times revealed. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer will declare on Monday that globalization has failed and that he understands President Trump's decision on tariffs. Trump has done something that we don't agree with, but there's a reason why people are behind him on this. The tariffs come after Donald Trump proposed to make America great again by bringing back US manufacturing and economic security. It seems some didn't take this election promise seriously and are now shocked at the outcome unfolding as we speak. But Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller reiterated the need for the tariffs on Fox over the weekend.
What is globalization? What is this economic policy that our elites in the United States, so-called elites, have had for the last half century, Democrat and Republican? Globalization is the redistribution of American wealth to foreign countries. It is a formal policy of trying to develop foreign nations at the expense of the U.S. working and middle class. Trillions of dollars that would be in the pockets of American workers is now in China, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Canada, Mexico, all across Africa, all across Asia. It is the great theft of American prosperity. Prosperity that was won through our victory in multiple wars. We left World War II as the dominant economic unipolar superpower. And instead, over the ensuing decades, all of that wealth, all of that manufacturing, all of that industry was ripped apart by our elites, shipped to foreign countries, and then they sent us the bill. They said, you have to protect Korea, you have to protect Europe, you have to protect Canada, you have to protect Japan. We won't take your cars, we won't take your agriculture, we'll take away your steel industry, your aluminum industry, your copper industry, your electronics industry. All of the national industries that you need to be secure and successful as a country. So what President Trump is saying is, these are the injustices you have to remedy.
But while many nations have caved to Trump's tariffs, China is remaining steadfast in its criticism of the move, according to Sky News host Rowan Dean.
The other thing, the bottom line is very, very simple. Would you rather live in a world where the leading economic power is the United States, or live in a world where the leading economic power is China? That's the bottom line. That's the simplest way of looking at it. For years now, we've had all our so-called, boffins and experts and talking heads, the same ones who, Rita, this week were all in a head spin about what's going on with all the usual suspects, all the Trump derangement syndrome mob. They're all out there, hyperbole, left, right and centre. The bottom line is we've all been complaining about the fact that China has been eating our lunch for decades. Now it's time. America has taken steps to correct that.